You want to make sure.
What happened? Man. Did you fix the video titles? Are the titles wrong? I don't know if I fixed them. Probably not.
During LCS.
Oh shit. Okay. I didn't fix them. Let me see what else has happened here. This is TL versus Shiva.
Ren. You drop some wisdom in it.
Hello, Hoopy Hoop. Hoop Phil. Alright, we're fixing this case. We're doing it live. Live is a C9. So this is TSM. This is TSM versus the 100 Thieves. What did I do? It's a mess. What's this then? This is just bow. Oh, this is fly.
Why is Rel on the wave like this?
I didn't review Keiko.
Hey, Dom.
Okay. I think everything is fixed now. I believe it's all good. Alright. I think it's fixed now. Saved. LCK. Give it to us, T1.
Ashes. With all of his
This is very interesting what T1 is doing here. Like, this is not a common... Like, this right here is not so common. This is a very uncommon pairing. They just slam Nautilus. Nautilus has a lot of pairings that are fine. This is patch 13.1 still without the B. The trade is pretty much Ashe versus Elise. Honestly, this draft structure doesn't look too bad, honestly. I'm kind of curious what they're gonna play into Jace.
Faker, the
love the
Samira.
the only that no and her Fiesta on early.
Oh, Aphelios. Forgot about him.
Not a big fan of Aphelios. I think he's very weak.
So, a lot of
Thank you, Beast.
Slow top lane is the call.
Renekton's good here.
See what is going to happen here for Nonsha. The Renekton also prevents.
Like, this game isn't super comfortable for Jace, right? It's like Jace has a lot of good matchups, but Jace in games where he's playing against a lot of ways of engaging and the volatility in the fights. Like, usually champions that have a lot of engage as well are good gankers, you know? They kind of go hand in hand. It's like Seju Renekton. In isolation, Jace can win, but you disrupt Jace on his path to enlightenment, and he will just sprint it, you know? But Jace Elise is super strong. Like Jace Elise, I think if you can't convert a lead with Jace Elise, you're doing something wrong. Like, so far, this comp looks very good. I kind of like the Samira ban. Low-key think Samira is underrated as a champ.
some sort of weird Jace flex here into the mid lane. Silas still up. Oh, he hits.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. Good Silas spot, I think.
Might seem a little bit weaker than a lot of the other. You get that Umbroglaive, vision is gone, and T1 just run away with the game. So the game could be decided at level 2 in the bottom lane if this is committed to and messed up by Peter. So much pressure there on the 2v2.
There definitely is, and this is like... so still no flash here. So this time around is the top of the rim for game number 1.
Launching bot lane getting smacked big time, no? Aphelios Nautilus is a very strong lane. Like, Aphelios Nautilus can fight back. Watch LPL. I'll watch LPL after the series is finished. You guys, do you mind the music? Is the music fine instead of casters? Because I want to fast forward anyway. This is kind of dank. I want to look at the angle that Ashe comes from. Ooh, look at that. Oh, this is pretty cool. Because I'm going to show you guys something. If you're in a situation, if someone stands there, you can actually go like that. And you will not get spotted on mid turret. This also works here. We've done this level 1 actually. Senna is not... The thing is, it is Umbral meta, but it is also Halo Blades meta, you know? Halo Blades is very important. Why did Fiesta choose First Strike versus a poke team? Because he's choosing it for lane. And basically the way you play Silas into a lot of ranged champions is that you pretty much just max Q and then you play on First Strike. With Q max, Conqueror is definitely worse. Basically you're not going to be trading aggressively with EW, you're going to look for Q poke and then look for lethal. Oh. Interesting here. Because there's a ward, right? So Silas gets spotted. Like Silas is going around to hide the fact that he wards. But then this is very interesting. So the ward is placed. I don't know if they know where Silas is. Because here Silas does the same trick to avoid to hide the fact that he warded. But here the whole idea of what Ashe is doing, it's like so lane breaking, the poke she gets on Silas. But she actually doesn't know that Silas is coming here. I wonder if Korea's plan is to just level 1 gank the Silas. But now the moment he spots him, of course, he's just staying and he's gonna chunk him to shit. Like this is insane. He had to plant out. Bro, Korea just sent him to the nether realm. That is crazy. But this is a second win than Doran Shield Silas, so he lost some melees here, and Victor is gonna like have a smooth lane phase. Like it's very impactful. You think Korea is the best support in the world? Yeah, he is. He was last year too. Let's just remove these subtitles. Yeah, Korea is the best support in the world. I've been impressed with Missing too. So stacking wave on top. And here, Owner did a very clever pathing. He skipped his golems to make sure that he's topside quicker, you know? And in the case where Elise rushes level 3, then Sejuani will be level 3 and one camp will be gone. So it's like worst case, maybe you lose your blue if Elise comes to contest, but you lose a lot less by skipping your own golems. Ashe support is really OP. I think like the ultimate is definitely too powerful. I think this is kind of greedy from Owner, but because Jace always should ward on second wave, right? And he did this pathing to defend his Renekton and to try to look at Jace here for a gank. I think that it's just greedy. Like you're assuming, like I think if you look for this gank and you think that the Lee's crossing the bottom side, right? then I think that you go through river and you go all the way and you cross through tribush. But I don't like this type of gank angle. I think this was just dangerous. Like if he gets cocooned or something around the corner, could be very dangerous. And then him going into top, he just becomes a lot more awkward. Imagine world where he just, you know, did wolves or just made sure that the top was secured. This was very well played from T1. I think Sylvie's timing here becomes a little bit weird. Because here Sylvie also wastes time. It's like, either you push for dive on the cannon crash, or you bring Jace and you pull and you push out the Sejuani, right? Like in my mind, the moment he sees Seju here, and she queued out, you just have to go here now. And then Jace needs to hover while Renekton is catching. If you want to pressure this. And then like you pull it out. Yeah, I'm not sure why Faker went Fleet this game. I don't think Fleet is that great here. Another thing here, right? DN, these nuts. If Elise is extending here, right? I think you should just go. Or what you do is like you just start hitting this whole wave. So it just dies faster, you know? And then the next wave is gonna come and Renekton needs to stay. Okay, good shit. Yeah, it's tricky because Sylvie doesn't have flash, right? Like he burns his flash level 1. What a lucker dog. Ooh. If he cancelled that, it would have been huge. So Fiesta might seem fine, right, in these conditions, but keep in mind that he used TP, right? It's like TP is a resource that gives you a lot of minions that in most cases you shouldn't have. The theory of TP is pretty much you're gonna get CS that you weren't supposed to have because you can be in multiple locations at the same time. Noonquiver, Phileas Nautilus. At least Nautilus are pushing here for top dive. I like that. Okay. Fiesta flash. This is weird, like, because Renekton looks like he's in big trouble here. I wonder if Elise should just skip a camp to dive the Renek here on this wave. Like the wave that they're building here. Because like Elise is doing golems and then this wave is crashing. I think the fact that Elise is not here is like really bad. I think it's quite disappointing. Like here, like if you don't leverage this timer to either make Seju show or to pressure dive, I think you're doing something wrong. Because it's like this is one of the last windows you're gonna have to dab, you know, on the enemy. And after that, Sejuani is just gonna be more useful than you. Like a lot more useful. I look at these conditions. And now the wave crashes, right? And Nautilus is coming, Peter is coming. Sylvie is coming, but the wave is gone. The wave is completely gone. You need to be there when it crashes. And then like Fiesta trading like this in situations where Nautilus is pushing top is also bad. It's like game is even in gold, but it's like Seju's conditions are really good. She's gonna be 6, and then her power is exceeding Elise by a lot. Will you watch the new Fnatic video? Sure. Renekton base. Pickaxe. Elise on Drake. Not so comfortable here. Fiesta's conditions are not that great. Ashe and Zarya cut off. But really big deal here, right? Like, look at Korea's XP here. As he catches this cannon, Peter doesn't have 6. Zeri can jump over walls. Ashe can interact with her ult over wall. They can spot with E, so owner can actually face check. And Fiesta's conditions are very bad. Like, the only saving grace maybe is if Jace like preemptively TPs on mid turret and participates. But that's a big ask because he's just basing, right? So this looks very contestable for T1. Like, mid lane condition gap, there is no ult. Like Salas cannot steal Victor ult. He's gonna be under the turret. This looks very good for T1 here. Like, really big deal here. Korea's experience. Look here as he reaches level 6. He just gets level 6 here on the cannon, and now, you know, this whole situation will unfold. Very easy for them to CC chain, right? It's like you Seju ult into Ashe ult into Victor W and you rock and roll. And the main leverage that Nongxin would have is that if Sejuani, for example, face checks and then maybe you cocoon into wait out the passive into Q of Nautilus and look to one-shot her or something. Let's see how this goes now. The Ashe is so OP. Ashe arrow was a bit poor, but the Victor combo is massive here. Like Victor and Seju basically, like Seju W's the whole team. Actually, no, it's just Victor damage that is crazy. Yeah, Jace actually TP'd on mid. Jace actually TP'd on mid and got nothing. It's just way too slow. Really good leverage there of information for T1. Hello everyone, hello. Good to see you, good to see you. We're just looking at T1 game. Yeah, this is a terrible way of watching these games. 4-3-4. Okay, we're back. Welcome, Judo Beast. My pleasure, my friend. Yeah, we're going on Twitch, guys. This is a terrible experience. My internet is just crashing. All right, this is good. Yeah, Korea is kind of trolling here, I think. Like, plain and simple. It's his E is poorly placed, and Seju is topside. It's like this like Renekton all-in Jace. Elise didn't show on the top wave, and Seju is doing Rift. So it's like if you use the information you have available to you, you can easily deduce the fact that Elise is here. But even in my mind, even in a strict like 2v2 decision-making basis, this is just bad what Korea is doing here. Because he's not going to be allowed to cross here. Like, he's kind of like here, he's being very disrespectful. Hitting Nautilus Q here in this area is like really easy. Because the only way you miss with Nautilus is if Ashe goes into the corners. But then it's like the hitbox is like so big. Right? So in my mind here, Korea is just straight up trolling. Because I feel like Achilles can just posture towards him and he's gonna have to burn flash. Even in the case where Lee is not here. Korea griefed. Plain and simple. Holy, Gumayushi. Okay, Gumayushi almost started cooking there. Holy shit. Honestly, the way Gumayushi played it is crazy. I want to rewatch it. So he ults for the wave, bonks. Look how he steals also the shield of Nautilus. He steals the shield of Naughty. Then he flashes. I don't know if he flashes the least Q damage. Oh, he flashes the cocoon. Flashes the cocoon. That is huge from Gumayushi. The fact that he E'd on the Nautilus passive auto made it very awkward for Elise to like cocoon, right? It's like so much easier if he is rooted and he stands in place. This was good shit from Gumayushi. It's a decent crown game. Yeah, I'm not sure what Sylvie is doing here, right? Like this is some crackpot behavior, right? It's like I get it, right? Because he's seeing Victor, he's seeing red because of Victor, but to do this blindly is a bit crazy. I don't know, maybe it's on Victor against Silas tech. you go full move speed. Q upgrade. Hey, Rakotako. Okay, Gumayushi's dead. Look here, why career based. Just based because his vision, I guess. I don't know, if I isolate the 1v1, it's like Q upgrade the move speed is not too bad. But I'm not so sure if I would do it over E upgrade. Not so sure. I don't think I would take that proposition. Huge cancellation here. Canceling bases is so good, right? Because like it's a simple point of the enemy just losing tempo, right? It's like it's the equivalent of extending someone's death timer. Imagine you pressing B is like putting yourself on a 13-second death timer. The reason we say 13 is because we add the home guard move speed that also like takes you to lane really quickly, right? And imagine then when you get cancelled on a base, it's the same idea of extending the death timer. The enemy is too weak and wants to spend gold and they want to go home to replenish their resources. And if they have to walk back further, that extends their death timer, the theoretical death timer that we're talking about. I think the T1 is super happy with this trade. They get a monster Drake. And oh, Zeus is being very greedy here because the turret is so low, so they can like finish the turret. Okay, that's fine. Fiesta did TP. I don't think it was necessary, but maybe I'm underestimating this gore drinker Renekton here. Okay, burnt heal. Really good trade for T1. Calm and collected. Zeus tried to squeeze, you know. Sylvie TP'd. If you're behind with Nongshin's comp, it's pretty tricky. Very tricky. It's like the main thing, right, is you might be in a position where Jay's EQs might hurt you, but the thing is, Zeri is the only one that needs to stand on the wave, and Victor has Crown, so it's like Victor has Crown, Sejuani has built-in Crown into her kit, so they can really eat these bullets with no problem. It's like even if Zeri gets EQ'd, it's no problem. Ashe never needs to be in range of Jace. And that's the only way like they can actually like find good openings, like marinating the enemy enough to create a situation where yeah, they just win because of HP gap. But currently T1's comp is very durable against Jay's EQs, and they're on like a good path to win. Here is a moment where the bottom neutral wave is sacked, so you know that Jace is here. And since Victor is catching and Sylas is going to be first into river because Sylas contested the neutral, because Nongshin have control over river, right? Like this is completely dark, right, for T1. The moment to stand here is not the moment. It's like here, Victor needs to catch and then they need to group together and then they need to contest here together, you know, on the mid wave. It's like basically they Ashe E and then they enter river. But this is not the time to do so. Because Victor is just catching right now. Like Boner doesn't need to do anything. Right? It's like this is a very easy EQ in because they see Victor. So they know it's going to be 4v5 every time and Zeri and Ashe are on the wave. So this is a mistake here from Owner. Because Victor's gonna catch and then he's gonna group, and then when they group and Sylas maybe let's say Sylas is either going to be in fog and then top wave is going to be slow pushing towards red side, right? Or is going to be stuck in the neutral, and there might be a situation where it's a 5v5 on river, right? And just because they have Ashe E, they can Ashe E and they can contest on the mid wave. And then Nongshin needs to show. If Sylas is on the top wave pushing, it means that T1 can then enter river, take over everything. Why can they do so? Because it's a situation in reverse, right? They are 5v4, right? Which is essential, right? So here, Victor is pushing this one. He doesn't want to push past neutral, right? Because the same thing is true for him as it is for Seju. Because if Victor tries to push past the neutral, he can get ganked by Elise, he can get ganked by Nautilus, right? So it's very important Victor comes in groups, and then they look to play on this wave that is coming. I think the point about Zeus flanking, it's like TP flank is very hard to achieve. It's like when you don't have control over river on the objective that you want to contest, you're not gonna find TP flank wards. It's not gonna happen. And keep in mind, they are the comp with the Zeri and the Victor, and the Seju and the Ashe. It's like it's better for Renekton to just be there and fight together with this team. It's like this is a composition that just wants to Seju ult someone and then combo together with Renekton and then just fight. You know, Renekton doesn't need to do anything crazy here flank. Medicasts. Thank you. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen of Medicast's stream, welcome to my stream. We're currently reviewing T1 versus Nongshin. We're listening to some good tunes while we do so. Welcome to the stream, guys. Yes, MF Doom is the shit. Greetings, Brackish Brit. Gumayushi is dibbing and dabbing and dibbing and dabbing. Oh, yikes, Batu. Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. So let's see how much juice they use for owner here. Victor is walking. Gumayushi, like very good understanding at Gumayushi of like the cooldowns that are burnt, right? Like this is what separates a good AD from like a great AD from the decent ADs. They leverage. It's like sometimes there's these AD carries that play very timid because they're afraid of certain champions and their range pocket, right? And most of the time, that's okay and true. But if they burn all of their spells, this is your moment to shine. You know, you need to always squeeze every situation that you can. And yeah, they use Cocoon, they use Nautilus spells, they use Elise spells, they use everything. So he's rock and roll controller here. He's just jumping in, right? And this is a very good moment to do so. Peter threw the only thing he had at him was a flash auto, but his team is piecing out. They're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And then they're sprinting, you know? Because in reality, after killing Seju, they need to kite. They need to kite. Boom. Laser beam. Oh, Gumayushi. Gumayushi. A little bit unnecessary, the extension, but it's okay. Not a big deal. Because ideally, right, it's like, well, you kill the Seju, and then you kite, and then you cut off the Victor, right? So imagine a situation here, where there's no flash forward of Nautilus, because this is a very big and essential mistake. Yeah, they kill this dude, right? They CC chain him, and then let's say they kite backwards now. They kite backwards. And then the hope is that you kite long enough for your Cocoon to come back, to your Nautilus Q to come back, and then you turn, right? You don't give the enemy damage and DPS during this window when you're so much weaker, right? Think of it yourself, right? If you were playing Nautilus and you had no Q spell, this champion would be completely useless, right? So theoretically, if Nautilus uses Q, he's very useless in the window where he doesn't have Q. You get me? You can extend this conversation to, if you flash a Nautilus Q, right? For the 8 seconds where he has cooldown on Q, that 8 second, theoretically, you're stronger, but you won't have flash for 5 minutes. So if it's going to be a fight that is game winning and you flash a Nautilus Q, that Nautilus Q could have more theoretical value in that 8-second window than your flash, but the payoff of you burning flash is something that they need to search for later, because you're going to be able to Q so much more as Nautilus than flash as the opposing member that is playing against the Nautilus, right? But yeah, the moment they burn all of the spells, they need to kite, and they need to make sure that Victor feels uncomfortable to walk in, right? But instead they flash forward, and then their position becomes very, very bad, right? So Zeus is leveraging the information and the vision he has from before. Kyorisea Korea actually uses his E. Yeah, I don't see how they use the Ash E, because I feel like that's the information that allows them to comfortably contest river like this. Renekton is... Let's see if we spot an Ashy here, right? Because, like, looking at this, they clear the pinks, okay. They see Aphelios on mid. Yeah, Immortals 1. Picking Irelia, dude. Picking Irelia in North America. It's like... blind picking Irelia in North America. Why is Roa good on Silas? I don't like it. I don't think it's good. It's like this Silas is walking around with 10 ability haste in his kit right now, and that must feel horrible. I think it's pretty bad. I think Road of Ages on Silas is pretty bad. I think losing 20 ability haste and most procs is not the way on Silas. Also, one of the like Sylas is one of those champions. Like, if you are behind on the curve, like this champion can't fight so well. I don't. A Road of Ages feels very counterintuitive in my mind. The thing is, even if Road of Ages reaches to 10, it's like you don't get the stats are really whatever, and the level up is like sure, like a lot of the points you can put on Sylas are pretty decent, but I feel like at the point you level 13 and you're like Q max Sylas with E max already, like the extra point in W doesn't matter too much, and like destroying your build because you're playing around level 16 with Sylas, I also don't think it's the way. I just think losing 20 ability haste and the proc, whether it's Everfrost or Leandris or Luden's Tempest, I just don't like that. Not a big fan of Collector here. Collector into Renekton, Seju is like these are the champs that you are supposed to kill in this game. I thought that he's just gonna go BT into IE. Oh, that's way too dang, dude. That really blows. I think Renekton can maybe double kill here. Yes, is so weak. It's like even though he has... Okay, Elise is here. That's a Nash. I didn't realize Elise is here. Okay. I don't know. Arrow is such a stupid spell. It completely breaks the game, by the way. Like, Arrow is a ridiculous ability. There is no risk at all to firing Arrow, and it's such a low cooldown. This is 13.1 without the B. So without the B arch. So we have Aphelios going Collector into LDR. Okay. I think on this patch what you could do as well, right, is you can go BF pickaxe into LDR IE. Like, that's also like a build. Just to transition better, you know? Yeah, I don't think Collector LDR is that great. Okay, I don't think it's great. I want to see here how they play with Nash. They just go full straight top. Does LDR deal more damage on tanks than IE? Not more than IE. Not on this patch at least. Like on third IE, it's almost never that LDR was better. It's like really rare that LDR is better than IE. IE is just incredibly OP as an item. It scales so well off of crit. Two women so heartless. LDR feels like shit to buy those second. Like that's the biggest problem with LDR. Okay. Yeah, LDR second feels very bad. That's why I think that you need to go like BF Sword, Pickaxe, LDR, IE. Something like this, you know? Because you want to end up on LDR, IE together, but LDR second makes you do no damage. Yeah, this game is honestly just over. It's like the enemy is way too behind on the curve, and there's a draft gap, and then Zeri is just too strong. I think we can jump to the next game. Mad at me for hot and cold. We see a lot of Jace blind. Like, this is the third game of Jace blind. It has all been tied to T1 though. How do you decide what's better between PD and Runan on Zeri? In my mind, I think if you need to have a lot of single target damage, probably, like you just need a single target damage, probably PDIE is better. But I think generally it's like Hurricane into Navori is a very decent general build, right? They don't know about me and you. Let's drew blind for Gumayushi here on 4. Varus first pick, Maokai. Just pick full topside, drop bot. Yeah, Hurricane Navori is pretty like a complete build. It's like you have good DPS, you have low cooldown on E and low cooldown on W, low cooldown on ult. So it's like it's hard to go wrong with it, you know? Yeah, if Runan gets value, it's a pretty crazy item, right? It's like Runan needs to get value from the Hurricane thing. But keep in mind, like PD, like this is surprising to many, and I'll show you guys this too. Look at the raw stats that you get from Phantom Dancer when it's stacked, right? So basically 25% attack speed and then 30% bonus attack speed. I think yesterday on stream I said it's 75 and that was way too much. 25%, 30%, and then you get the move speed as well. So you get 7% bonus move speed and you get ghosting and you have 7% move speed from the item. I believe, let's see, Hurricane, how much does it give? 7% too. Okay, that's not too shabby. Hurricane has 45% attack speed, but you don't need to stack it. But you lose the AD as well, right? So basically, like, you have 20 AD here, 10 more attack speed, and more move speed. But it requires you to stack it, right? So both have clear conditions where they are stronger, right? So like, if you buy like PD and the enemy team has like a Sion big tank, and your job is like you need to kill him before you kill anything else, this kind of makes sense, right? Twitch support. I think Twitch support is strong if you are allowed to impact other lanes. I think for lane phase here, Varus and Karma should be stronger. They should just be stronger for sure. Twitch is strong at level 1 though. Interesting that Korea goes for Siku, but I think honestly it just makes more sense. Most support players they go Spell Thieves, but considering you lose adaptive AD and you're running